Lab did any number of things to help me. In fact, he was just as considerate to me as Bag. It was Lab who introduced me to a kappa called Teok. This was the most unforgettable of his many kindnesses. Tok was one of the poets in a circle of kappa artists. He grew his hair long, just like our Japanese poets. Now and again, to help a dull day along, I would go to Tok's house. He always seemed the picture of contentment, writing a poem, smoking a cigarette in his cozy room, festooned with potted alpine plants. In a corner of this room, there was always a she-kappa, busy with her knitting or something of the sort. Tok believed in free love, so he had not gone in for a wife. As soon as he saw that it was me, Tok would greet me with a smile. I must say, I never found anything at all attractive about the kappa smile. Indeed, during the first few months, I found it hard not to feel there was something forbidding about it. Hello, how good to see you again. Do come in and sit yourself down here. Tok would often give me his ideas about kappa life and kappa art. This basis of his belief was that the basis of his belief was that there could be nothing in this world quite so absurd as the life of the kappa in the street. According to him, parents and children, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, all spend their time indulging their sole pleasure, that of making life burdensome for each other. For Tok, the kappa family system was absurd beyond all belief. One day, he pointed through the window and said, almost spitting out his words, "Just take a look at that. Have you ever seen anything quite so stupid?" I looked through the window. There, a kappa who was still quite young was staggering along the street, gasping desperately for breath. Draped around his neck were 7 or 8 kappas, including 2 who looked like his mother and father. But it was the other aspect of the scene that struck me most, the self-sacrificing spirit of the young kappa, which I found quite admirable. So I began finding good words for his praiseworthy effort, but Tok would have none of it. Oh dear, yes, we all the makings of good citizen of our kappa land, as well as our own country, you know. Oh, by the way, you're socialist, aren't you? With no hesitation, I replied, "Ka, this is the Japanese for our yes. Then I suppose you'll be quite happy to sacrifice a genius in the case of 100 ordinary people." "What are you, then?" Somebody once told me something about Tok being an anarchist, but well, me? Oh no, I'm Superman. Actually, the word he used translates literally as super kappa. There was a triumphant tone about this reply. As you would expect, Tok holds pretty original ideas about the arts. His view is that the art should not be controlled by anything or anyone. It's a case of art for art's sake. And so the artist's primary concern should be to make himself into a super kappa, transcending all notions of good and evil. Of course, Tok wasn't by any means the only kappa to hold such views about art and the artist. I remember that they were to be found quite generally among the group of poets he associated with, and among the members of the Super Kappa Club, where he entertained me now and again. Nearly all the members of the Super Kappa Club appeared to be connected in some way with the arts. There were poets, novelists, playwrights, critics, painters, composers, sculptors, as well as fair number of amateur dabblers. But whatever their branch of art or their status in it, they were every one of them super kappas. If you are looking for a stimulating discussion, Your best bet was always the brightly lit salon in the Super Kappa Club. It would be hard to find better entertainment than, as often happened, the members proudly displaying at each other their own particular brand of Super Kappahood. Proudly displaying to each other their own particular brand of Super Kappahood. Let me give you an odd example. I remember once watching one of the sculptors, I think it was, standing in the middle of the group of potted giant ferns. He had his arms around a young Kappa